Pep, I imagine that's an immensely satisfying away win. Tell us what you thought of the performance.
No, top of first the 10-15 minutes at every game here in the Land Road to Leeds. Yeah, so aggressive and duels, but after we make a lot of 1,000 million passes, still it works in football. And we control the transition and everything, and the right moment we punish us, and start the last 50-20 minutes to create the sense of. In the beginning it was just passes, but without sense to attack, and after that we create a little bit more, not a lot, because I know how tough they are. But huge victory to still be there.
How difficult was it to soak up that pressure early on from Leeds, do you feel?
It was all the teams like that.
Yeah.
But I think Bernardo and Rodri did really well. We make a lot of passes, and we did them fine in behind a little bit. They had to look a little bit more, but yeah, in general was really good. And the guys, once again, they make an extraordinary effort because otherwise in this stadium it's not possible.
And it was a lovely goal as well, a lot of craft in that.
Top movement from behind the byline, the pass from Brian, and after the movement from not just for Antoine, for everyone in the box.
Antoine Semanyo, he's clearly hit the ground running here. You know, he's made such an impact. Has he surprised you even, or did you know you were going to get this?
No, you never know. It's like Mark. So you buy a player, always the intention is good, but the impact has been really good, not just in terms of goals, it is in many things.
And all this today without Haaland as well, that must be satisfying as well when you look around the team.
Yeah, I wish he'd come back.
When do you expect him back?
I don't know.
Okay. And in terms of the way the team is gaining confidence now, 8 wins in 9 games in all competitions, that must bode really well going forward.
One game at a time. Recover now, start the real season, that many games, people tired. And you know, when you play in teams like they are down or playing for Europe, so every game is really tough. Yesterday, Wolves won, so Premier League is more competitive than ever, and every game is a real battle, but it's important for them. We make an incredible step to qualify for the Champions League next season. It's the main target in the, for the club, because in the last 10 years, always we have been there, and the only team in the Premier League, and we take a little bit gap. It's not done, but a big gap between the other teams, and the first step is massively important.
But historically, at this time of year, you've shown in the past that your teams really put their foot down now. And do you have every confidence that this is a team that looks like they're going to do that again?
I cannot less. So what happened in the past is the past.
Yeah. But what about this team now?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. You want to tell me what's going to happen at Nottingham Forest? I don't have an answer for that. So when we won 13 or 14 games in a row in the past to win the Premier League against Liverpool, I never know when we start this run we want to win 13 or 14 games in a row. It's just one game at a time. Now recover the people. We'll see. Have 3 days. And after we have a FA Cup, thank you so much to let us play at 8 p.m. instead of 3 p.m. because I've had less recovery to go to Madrid. So again, thank you so much. And this is what we have to live, but we're going to deal with that.
Yeah, Manchester City on tune, Antoine Semanyo on tune as well. And it looks as though those performances are coming. I mean, Micah was saying in the analysis at the final whistle, at this stage of the season, it's not necessarily about being dominant in games, but it is just about the importance of getting those 3 points. And have you noticed not a difference in mentality, because obviously you want to win every game at Bournemouth as well, but that kind of title-winning mentality at Manchester City?
Yes, definitely seeing it. It starts from training every day, just the little habits, passing, drill, possession. It's just making sure that attention to detail, everyone's focused and not lacking. And when you do that in training, it follows into games and everyone just wants to win. So, yeah, everyone's just major focus, and yeah, that shift in mentality is so crazy. Like just little things and making sure they're in tip-top shape.
Antoine, it's Stu Dallas here. Congratulations on a fantastic result. I just want to ask you about, obviously Erling Haaland was missing tonight. Did you find that you had an extra added responsibility sort of to produce that match-winning moment?
Yeah, in some sense, yeah. I feel like being up front, if the big man's not there, yeah, you have to fill his boots, and I just try to do the best I can, get in the box, make movement, and get myself a goal. So I'm happy I'd done that today. But it's always going to be big pressure when you're replacing Erling in the team.
And how long do you get to enjoy this win before you start looking ahead to Forest on Wednesday?
Probably just this evening, and then tomorrow back in training and getting ready for Forest in the week. So.
Antoine, listen, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the goal.
Thank
you very much to Antoine Semanyo for joining us from Elland Road. Michael, let's take a look at that record that we mentioned there for Manchester City so far this season. Across those 11 games, he's hit the ground running for City. He comes in, yes, he knows the league, but you asked him about it there. Coming in and delivering what Pep Guardiola expects from you, when you're asked to play in slightly different positions, it's not as easy as he's made it look.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got that true quality, hasn't he? And I think we always say when players go to a new club, they need time to adapt. But what he brings, that pace, that power, and the football IQ to do what Pep wants. I think that is the most important, because when you're playing up front with Haaland, balls going up, and then you're playing up with Mamouche, but like defensively, he's had to drop into positions as well where it's probably new to him, and then getting the ball out wide. I just think the way he's adapted is absolutely fantastic. But not only that, delivering as well, because when you come to a Man City side, there's so many stars in the team. Haaland, even like I mentioned, like Foden, Reinders starts on the bench. Bernardo Silva, who runs defensively, I thought that was really good today. But to have the impact with so many stars in the team, it just shows you how good of a player he really is. And long may it continue, because the question mark was, could he do it at this level? And he definitely can do it at this level.
I think a big thing for him is...
in terms of Champions League.
Yeah.
I think when you remember back to the likes of Jack Grealish and Raheem Sterling, who within their own rights were outstanding for City, but at the start they possibly struggled to be in a goal-scoring position at the right time, and he seems to have that knack for being in the right position at the right time. You know, you see where his goal comes from tonight, and it's so easy as a forward player to find yourself when the ball's on one side. It's so easy to find yourself out the other side, but he's in the 6-yard box there where obviously where Pep wants him, and it looks like it's an easy tap in, but he's in the right place at the right moment, and you know, that's huge for City to have a player like that.
I remember hearing some of Lionel Messi's teammates saying, actually, when you're playing with great players, sometimes understanding what they're going to do next, it can be the problem. But his awareness of where these players are going to be, he said, you're playing with great players makes life easier for him. But it's the awareness of what they're going to do, Micah.
Yeah, I think the most important thing we've got to show Shirky there. He was playing more in those positions, but because Leeds was so compact, he finds himself out wide. And I just want you to look at Mamouche. I mean, we talked about him before off air in how clever he is. When you've not got Haaland, who's a target man, you need someone who can make clever movement. So if we roll that on slowly there, he just pop. If you go back there, just stop there. It was brilliant, because he's saying if he could just get it on the point, he knows exactly where he's going. Roll it on slowly, and just until you see that point, he knows this is where the space is now, because he's now in the mind, he's lost his man. He probably should be in this position, but because we know him on the ball, Shirky is such a genius. Now that little run from Mamouche opens up that space for Aït-Nouri, and there's the run we're talking about. Exactly what Stuart talked about in terms of everyone wants the ball to feet. You'll get goals at the back post. You mentioned Sterling. He was the master at it, and when you've got top players around you, you get goals like that for fun in Man City. And I just thought it was a really well-worked goal in terms of the rotations, someone coming in, someone going out, and someone being on the end of it. Brilliantly worked.
Yeah, he's settling so well, and has settled in so well to life at Manchester City. We saw at the final whistle, Daniel Farke was given a red card. He was very angry with the refereeing team. We've not heard from him yet, but this is one of the instances where he may have a cause for that anger. Stu, what did you think of this potential handball shout from Núñez?
Yeah, listen, we don't know what he's frustrated at. I've never seen him like that before, but you just see here, there's a push in the back of the match. Ruben, it's hard to tell sort of from that angle, isn't it, whether it hits Diaz or hits Núñez
yeah.
on the arm. You maybe see it better from this position here.
What Match Centre have said is they believe it's a natural position for the action that he's completing.
I mean, I think he possibly thinks that it's going to be cleared before. It's hard. You can't. I don't know.
So
I think it would be harsh if it was given.
One is, would it be harsh to give it? And the second one is, have we seen them given in the Premier League this season? Is it consistent with other handball decisions that we've seen so far this season? So the first one is, do you think it should be given? And the second one is, has it been given so far this season?
I don't think it should be given because of that contact from Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't get that contact, he stays in his position, he goes up for a header. As soon as he engages and makes that contact, now it becomes natural to have your hands in that position.
Yeah.
To your wider point, you've seen penalties given for that, and that's the inconsistency we constantly talk about.
The only reason I'm asking that is because his arm is here.
Yeah, but Calvert-Lewin's got his hand on him, which makes you automatically bring your arms up. So I don't know. I personally think, and listen, I could come at it from a Leeds point of view. I think it would have been really harsh to give that as a penalty. It'll be interesting to hear what Daniel's frustrated about. I know there was possibly a stamp on this side on Gruev from Cherki. Yeah, let's hear what he has to say before we...
Antoine, congratulations. You've scored quite a few goals since you arrived at Manchester City, but is that the most important?
Yeah, definitely. I think every game's important, to be honest. Trying to contribute the best way I can and do whatever I need to do for the team. So we're happy with the win, but still a lot of games to go. So we just need to keep going.
It feels like a big victory again, though. You saw in the celebrations at the end how much it means to everyone. Just keeping that pressure on Arsenal. That's all you can do, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, all we can do is win our games on our side. I keep saying this and just leave it up to them and what they do. So yeah, like I said, we're happy with the result.
How are you finding all this? Because you're brand new to it, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a lot. Just the demands, the pressure. Obviously, you dream to be at this level, and you don't see what happens behind the scenes. So, getting the first glance is it's obviously tough, but I'm embracing and enjoying.
That position you're playing as well, almost like a split forward with Omar Mamouche. How do you think that suits you? Because obviously it brought the goal today, the movement, and the fantastic ball from Ryan Cherki as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty different. I'm usually just a wide man touchline, so I'm adapting. Pep feels like I can help and contribute in that way, so like I said, I'll do whatever I can for the team.
Well, he's certainly relieved that they walked away with a victory.
He's thankful for the fixture list there about playing away in Newcastle Saturday night, next Saturday
Absolutely,
night.
of course he's thankful. Look, one thing I did take from that is the fact that he said he doesn't know when Erling Haaland is back.
No.
How much of a concern could that be? I mean, they've shown tonight that they can do it without him. But...
Yeah, they have to adapt, but that's what he's built an amazing squad, and he talked about the likes of Semanyo and Mark Gay coming in January. They've come in and they made a huge impact to the football club, so that's an added bonus. But I think any team would miss Haaland, of course they would, but there's so many big games coming up in the next few weeks. He wants Haaland back as quickly as possible.
Well, it was Ryan Cherki that came in for Haaland tonight, and he more than impressed, as he has done this season.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue signing of the season. You know, you think about some of the money they spent on some of these players, and look, some fabulous players. This kid is different. You know, technically, he's the most two-footed player in the world of football. Left and right, can play with both feet, is easy.
And that's natural, isn't it?
That's just natural. I don't know what his dad did as a kid and maybe made him play with both, but he's just brilliant. Turning on the ball as a 10, you know, not playing the pass, a little chop there, trying to get it onto his left. He sees pictures much quicker. He's such a smart player, and all the players look to him. This one, you know, this shows his two-footedness skill-wise. Resets it, gets out wide. Watch how quick his feet are. Right, left. You know, he's really, really good. And he's the player that I thought made the biggest difference in the game. And this is the pass. Shay, the weight of that.
Yeah, the weight of pass is ridiculous. And you keep an eye on him as well. I think he turns around now to Pep, look. Because I remember early part of the season, he done, I think, a Rabona cross for a Phil Foden goal, and Pep wasn't overly impressed with that. And what strikes me as well, you look at his touch map, it speaks for itself. Look at the amount of touch. We didn't show so much of the defensive side, but he was up and down the pitch.
Yeah.
And if you look at them touches all over the pitch, he was everywhere today. He really was. And I think Pep wants to bring that with and without the ball sort of to his game as well. We know how brilliant Owen's just shown how brilliant he is with the ball, without the ball as well. In a team that wants to win the league, you have to track back as well. And I think he's bringing a wee bit of that as well.
Yeah, I mean, only Rodri had more touches. And we're talking about Rodri, Ballon d'Or. You know, he's obviously not back to that level. But you think about having Donnarumma back there and having Rodri in there, having Haaland with these experiences, and then you add a little bit of flavour with Semanyo in Cherki. It's such a good mix going into a title race.
Yeah, and we talk about the title race. Let's open up the conversation to that. Look, Pep has never gone successive seasons as a manager without winning a title. He's won, titles in 12 of 16 seasons. He is a genius.
Well, he's going to win one this year for sure.
Which one will he win?
He's got 4, so...
Yeah, he's got 4, but Arsenal have 4 as well, so...
Yeah, I don't know which one he's going to win, but he's going to win one. And he might win You might win 2, you might win 3.
Most likely to win?
Well, I think they'll beat Real Madrid in the Champions League. Second leg's at the Etihad, I think they'll beat them. Obviously in the EFL Cup final against Arsenal, let's be honest, they're probably favourites in that. Got Newcastle.
The big question is, are they going to win the league? I think that's what Seamus getting at.
I was waiting for him to get to that.
How are they going to win the league?
Thanks,
He's got
Jake.
4 trophies.
Just stop going around the houses here. Just stop going around the houses.
I'm not going to think I think they could win all 4.
Are they going to win the Premier League?
Well, I think it goes up. The game at the Etihad is obviously against Arsenal. I think that's the one. They have the experience in their favour. I think right now, for me, Arsenal are still favourites. I think they found a run of form. But if you look at, some of the games that they have coming up.
33 could be the defining moment.
That's the game. If Arsenal draw there, I think Arsenal win the league. But, again, you look at Arsenal's fixtures, they don't really... I think Arsenal are favourites in a lot of those games.
If it's neck and neck when it comes to that big game when they play each other, it'd be interesting to see how Arteta approaches that.
It's a good point that was made in that interview, actually, that this is all new for him, being in a title race, and he's handling the pressure very well.
Yeah, but he deserves the opportunity to play with the best team, or one of the best teams with the best players. He's a fabulous player. He could play on the left, he can play through the middle, he can play on the right, played as a split striker today. I love watching him play. He's so versatile, he's athletic, he's a good finisher. And that's where you want to be as a football player. You want to be at the top. He's come all the way through the ranks. It's quite an amazing story, really. And to see a kid like this, the more he takes on, the better he gets. I think he's going to go on to be... He's already a great player. I think he's just going to get better and better. He's so fun to watch.
And especially with the players that he's playing with now that are top class and under the guidance of Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, he's going to get more goals, more chances. He scored 10 this season for Bournemouth, and now he's got 5 for Manchester City. He looks like he's been in Man City for 10 years. He's really fitted into that team of superstars. And again, now they're looking at him. They think they create big moments in the game. And of course, tonight's moment was all about Anton Semanyo getting into the box. We talk about split strikers coming in from the other side, and it's a brilliant finish. We spoke about it at half time. Cherky plays a huge part in this goal as well. Semanyo, Sima really does. But watch the pass, it's just incredible. Then, Anton in the middle of the goal, he doesn't want to stand still, he doesn't show for it. He thinks, where's my best chance of scoring a goal here? You watch Marmoush's movement is really good here, and you looked at it, didn't you, before?
Yeah, there you see the split strikers there. Marmoush comes over to this side, he points where Aït-Nouri should go, where the pass should go. Look at that. Shay mentioned the weight. The weight is perfect. And Semanyo doesn't have to create in this team because other people create. You got Cherky and the players in the end. All you need to do is get on the end of stuff. No Haaland today, they needed that. And he gets in exactly where he needs to be, between the posts. We've seen players over the years for City do that. It was Raheem Sterling did it brilliantly. Obviously, Erling does it, and now Semanyo. He can guarantee you goals, and I think he's a great fit for this team because he gives them something different.
It's also interesting what he said in the interview there about, you don't see what goes on behind closed doors, what the levels they do in training, what the detail that Pep goes into. What they create, and he's not maybe seen that before at Bournemouth, and the pressure. He's not been in that pressure cooker before, chasing down Arsenal, challenging. They won not just the Premier League, they're involved in a few other trophies this season as well, so it's going to be a big season for him.
Yeah, when you look at most goal involvements this season, look at where he is on the list behind Haaland and Thiago. He's 3rd on the list, and that just backs up exactly what you're saying. He's a real talent.
Yeah, he's a fabulous player. Honestly, he's got speed, he's got size, he's smart, he's a good finish, he's got skills, and he can play in so many different positions. I really think he really deserved this move. I'm amazed nobody took it up in the summer. You think about the teams that desperately probably need him, United and Tottenham, but I think Semanyo deserves to be at one of the best teams, and he's flourishing. He's brilliant.
He is indeed. Now, the talk before the build-up was, of course, the fact that Haaland wasn't in the matchday squad. So how did City get on without having Erling Haaland at the helm?
Yeah, they got the job done. I suppose that's the most important thing. We all talk about can Arsenal handle the pressure at the top of the league? But Man City's under huge pressure as well. They keep sort of chasing them down. And we spoke at half-time. They were poor first half. I know they're 1-0 up at half-time, but that was just on the stroke of half-time that we seen the goal just now. City were really below par, I felt, first half, and lucky to get in at 1-0 because Leeds created the best chances in the first half and should have at least took one of them. So, again, you see Pep's reaction at the end. There's a big relief there at the end of the game to think we've got the job done. We said Ellen Road's a tough place to go. Get in, get the 3 points and get back out again because it's all about the next game. And again, it's just at that stage of the season. They'll be all watching Arsenal tomorrow afternoon. What are they going to do against Chelsea? Well,
I think also Pep realised he had to come up with a game plan. He's missing the best striker in the world in Erling Haaland. How's he going to play? And he decided to go with a slightly different formation with some split strikers. And this is the average formation from the game. And when you look at it, it's obviously completely different from when Erling Haaland plays. You see Marmoush number 7, kind of that left position. Cherki has a little 10 dropped in behind in Semanyo. And that all it means, rather than one striker, it's 2 split, and they go wide, and Cherki filled in. And then he had almost like, he had 3 number 10s, Cherki, Bernardo Silva, and O'Reilly and Rodri at the base of it. And you see the 8 Nuri and Nunez kind of high and wide, so it allowed those guys to create. But I thought they didn't create as much as I expected with the split strikers. But I thought Cherki was kind of the architect, Shay, in there, running the game for them.
Yeah, he was a brilliant player, especially second half. I think Cherki really stepped up to the plate. But what you would say in that system, they have a lot of bodies forward, but I think if Pep looks at it tomorrow in the cold light of day, re-watches the match again, I think they didn't create enough for his liking. You got so many star players on that pitch, but I don't remember Darlow making loads of saves. I think he made one in the first half, maybe one off Gahey as a header, but very few chances they created,
Yeah, absolutely. Manchester City, with the 4 shots that they had, by the way, their first shot came in the 39th minute, but they had 4 shots in total, 4 on target. So they have been clinical because they have converted one of them. They are 1-0 up at half-time. But it doesn't really tell you the full story, does it, Owen?
No, look at the possession. Leeds only at 24%, but they created a lot of opportunities. They defended really well. City were probably a little bit high and aggressive with that high line, and Leeds created some good openings in the game.
Not how we quite expected the first half to go. I know we said that Ellen Road is a tough place to go, but Leeds have been phenomenal in that
Leeds deserve so much credit. They'll be gutted going off at half-time. They'll be thinking, how are we 1-0 down in this game? They had 3 or 4 proper big chances. Gutted not to go in front, but again, that's what a team pushing for the title, like Manchester City, you don't need many chances in a game, and of course Semanyo, who's been a brilliant signing, gets the goal.
Up until that goal, Leeds dominated. So tell us how they've gone about it.
Well, it was interesting because obviously no Erling Haaland playing, City playing a little bit different formation, and obviously with Marmoush and Semanyo, they're playing 2 kind of split strikers, but again, City are playing super aggressive. They're squeezing in on one side, leaves a lot of space on the outside and in that channel there. Calvert-Lewin pushes Gahey over, and Aronson, and they're in, and it's a fabulous ball from Aronson.
Should score.
He probably should score. Again, that's kind of early on in the game. And again, they're doing this without much possession. Okay, when they get it, can we just play down the side? Look at that. Bypass the pressing, 1 goal. It's easy. Calvert-Lewin obviously is a great runner into the channels there. Picks a great pass. And they really pose a threat, Leeds, especially when they bypass the press and play down the side. And I think Daniel Farke, the manager, deserves a lot of praise. Even this one here, another example, Mark Gahey, he's thinking, right, should I play offside? Tries to squeeze up. Oh, not sure. Calvert-Lewin runs in behind. There's so much space, seamless. So love this little turn from Calvert-Lewin. Little shift, gets it onto his left, just misses. They probably deserve the goal, Leeds, for the way they approached the game, but Cherki played a ball at the end of that first half, and again, he's such a fabulous player. He's a little magician, isn't he? And this pass creates the goal from nothing.
Yeah, well, they'll be ruining those missed chances, won't they? Especially Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And then Manchester City did what they do best. When they do get a moment, they just made the most of it. And we saw Semanyo hit the back of the net.
I think Owen mentions Cherki already. I think it's worth a admission fee alone just to see this pass, what he brings to this team. Just keep an eye on him. You get Ait Nouri receives the ball here. Your left back, of course, this is Cherki on the ball. Watch the run from Ait Nouri. And this pass, 1, 2, 3. He nearly takes 4 players out of the game with one single pass. We talk about the split striker, Semanyo. He's come in from the right-hand side, but watch this pass again. Just nearly, I don't have to speak over the pictures really, because look at that. The weight of the pass, everything is just perfect. Fantastic ball, Ait Nouri. He doesn't have to look, and again, Semanyo, it doesn't matter how you get it across the line. It's a sliding tackle, get it into the back of the net, and again, the timing of that as well is absolutely brilliant from a Manchester City point of view. But again, Leeds will be absolutely gutted to concede that goal.
And Semanyo, I mean, the numbers tell you everything. In his last 6 Premier League appearances, look at what he has achieved. He has slotted in so well.
Such a brilliant player. One of the best players in the Premier League. One of my favourites. People say you can't do business in January. They just got Semanyo and Mark Gahey. Probably one of the best January windows of all time. But that run was made possible by Ait Nouri. Makes a brilliant run. And when you got a player like Cherki on the ball, make runs for him, because he's going to find you.
So what do we think is going to happen in the second half? I'm sure Daniel Farke will be telling his players, you need to do more of the same, but make the most of any chances that you get.
I don't think Leeds will change at all. I think Daniel Farke will be saying, I'm really, really happy how we're playing. And what's interesting to see, they're pressing them so high as well. Leeds, Pep's asking O'Reilly to come out wide to hit the long ball, because he's thinking we can't play through this because they're too high up in the press. I don't think Leeds will change a lot, but second half they have to take their chances if they get the same ones they did first half.
And 1-0's not a safe scoreline given the context of this match so far, because we've seen how well Leeds have played.
I know, there'll be more goals in the game. The only thing Leeds need to do better, they need to be clinical. City were clinical, got outplayed, but scored a brilliant goal. I think Leeds will get opportunities, they just need to take one.